KCMO Talk Radio 710, now on FM at 103.7. Time to get up and get up to date. The KCMO Morning Show with Greg Knapp.
My name is Greg Knapp. KCMO Morning Show, 576-7710, get you on board, 7:10 a.m. and now 103.7 FM. And I'm bringing in Scott Rupp. He is a Missouri State Senator, and he's looking to become your Secretary of State. Scott, how are you this morning?
I'm doing Greg. How are you, Greg?
I'm doing really well. Let's start with, what does the Secretary of State really do? I don't think everybody knows.
You know, that's the number one question we get, and it does so many things. It's the largest office besides governor in the state. Well, first, it governs all the business registrations. If you want to open a business, expand a business, it's the front door to doing business in the state of Missouri. Plus, it governs all of your securities and investment laws. So all the brokerage houses, 401ks, and investment laws, it oversees that. Plus, it governs all the elections. So all the elections that are run, the ballot language that shows up, things of that nature. It does administrative rulemaking. It governs the libraries and the state archives. I mean, it's a very expansive office, very much a CEO managerial type of office.
Now, how much of that do you get to influence, since you don't get to vote in the legislature once you become the Secretary of State, right? So if you wanted to say, hey, I think we got too much business regulation going here, because I know you started several businesses, and you may say, I want to roll that back and let the businessman excel. What kind of role do you have in helping that?
Well, you have a huge role, because everyone looks to you as to be the person that is overseeing the program, so you're the one that has to find the things that aren't working, and then when the rubber hits the road, how does it affect the actual small business owner? And having, you said, you're right, I've owned 3 small businesses and built them up, and I know the difficulties, so we can make suggestions to the legislature on this is what needs to be changed, and then we have the ability to change, a lot of things just by rulemaking, saying this isn't working, we're going to try this, and making it easier and more automated so that the small business can hire more employees, because 8 out of 10 jobs in this state come from small business owners. Yeah,
so what would you say is your top priority to help the small business owner?
Well, the first thing is you just got to get government out of the way. If someone wants to take a risk and open a business or expand a business and hire someone, you want to have no roadblocks between them starting that business and hiring that first employee. So anything you can do online, everything should be accessible online. They don't need to stop. They should never, ever have to hire an attorney just to open a business in the state of Missouri. So if you're going to take the risk, we want to be right there with you, holding your hand, so that you can get those employees hired and reach your American dream.
Well, Obama says you didn't really start your own businesses.
I know, but I don't listen to a whole lot of what he says.
All right, now beyond that, we're talking to Scott Rupp here, wants to be your Secretary of State in Missouri. Beyond what we just mentioned there, give me 2 more top priorities you would have as Secretary of State. Well,
the big one that a lot of people recognize in the Secretary of State's office is the elections. We have to have fair elections, fair ballot language. Just go back the last couple of years, you can see what the current Secretary of State has done on misleading ballot language, or cozying up to groups like ACORN or HSUS and writing emotional language. Right now, I was in the process of filing a lawsuit against Robin Carnahan, because for the health insurance exchange issue that I put on the ballot this fall on should we be implementing the Obamacare in the states, and should the governor have the ability to do that, she wrote some of the most misleading ballot language designed to get people to vote against it. She's been overturned more times on ballot language than any other Secretary of State in the history of our state combined.
Yeah, she made it sound like if you voted...
bring back some integrity to that office.
Yeah, I think the ballot language, I'm sorry I don't have it in front of me right now, but it said something along the lines of, did you want to vote to deny people affordable care through these exchanges, which is, wow, talk about loaded language.
Deny individuals, families, and small business the availability to access affordable health care. And it's like, that is not at all what that bill did. And just cleaning up our voter rolls so there's no fraud. There's counties in the state where there's more people on the voter rolls than there are that live in the whole county according to the last census, and implementing a photo ID when we go vote and those types of things. And then also just, trying to just get more jobs in the state, and we can do quite a bit of those things through some of the other business regulations and the securities laws we implement. So if you get people economic freedom, then they have freedom in all areas of their life. And so a lot of it is jobs, and that coalesces right in with the Secretary's office.
And Scott, one of the things that I've heard from people who own small businesses here, especially like landscaping and construction, they say, Greg, it's hard for me to compete when I'm trying to do it the right way and only hire legal people. and some of my competitors are hiring illegal aliens for a lot less money, and then they undercut my prices. What can the Secretary of State do on that with E-Verify and things like that? I know that you got to get that approved by the legislature, but what is the situation in Missouri right now?
Well, I wrote all Missouri's illegal immigration law back in 2008 and got it signed into law under Matt Blunt. So we made the chief enforcer of our illegal immigration laws the Secretary of State for exactly what you said, is that if you have businesses that are knowingly hiring an illegal, taking jobs away from a hardworking Missouri family and undercutting their competitors by cheating and breaking the law, they should have their business licenses revoked, and that power falls into the Secretary of State. So what we have in Missouri is laws that are working great. We have some of the most stringent in the country. We did things even the state of Arizona tried to do and couldn't get done. So we really, especially after a couple of the latest lawsuits, we have some of the best model language for states to combat illegal immigration. And I was proud to write and pass that back in 2008, and it's working very well.
Good stuff. We appreciate your time, and we wish you all the best. It's August 7th is the big primary, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us, and we wish you all the best.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Take care.
Greg Knapp.